Are you tired of the same old casinos with their stuffy atmosphere and boring games? Then it's time to hit up the Atomic Wrangler, where the party never stops. At the Atomic Wrangler, we've got everything you need to have a good time. From our wide selection of hookers and slot machines and table games to our legendary live entertainment. And with our friendly whores, I mean staff, and our unbeatable prices, you won't find a better place to let loose and blow off some steam. But the Atomic Wrangler is more than just a casino. We're also your one-stop shop for all your needs in Freeside. From our full-service bar to our top-of-the-line hotel rooms, we've got you covered. And with our convenient location right on the Strip, you'll be in the heart of the action in no time. So what are you waiting for? Come on down to the Atomic Wrangler and experience the thrill of gambling like never before. Remember, the Atomic Wrangler, where the fun never stops. Thanks to all you wonderful folks down at the Atomic Wrangler for sponsoring the Joe Rogan Experience, the new California Republic's #1 podcast. And can someone please tell Destiny that I've sent her payment via the Mojave Express? One of their couriers picked it up and is on their way to deliver it to her right now. I think it was Courier 6. And will someone also tell Destiny to stop threatening me? She keeps saying she's going to tell my wife about what we did, and honestly, I really don't need that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience. Today, we have a very special guest joining us, all the way from Utah. He's known as the Malpais Legate, but his real name is Joshua Graham. Joshua, thanks for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be here, Joe. Thank you for having me.
Joshua, you have a fascinating story. You were a member of Caesar's Legion, an army that's known for its brutality. But then something happened, and you left the Legion and became a sort of a hero among the people of New Canaan. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, Joe. I was a high-ranking member of the Legion, but after my failed attack on Hoover Dam, I was burned alive and thrown down the Grand Canyon, left for dead. But I survived, and I made it to New Canaan. They helped me find a new purpose in life and gave me a chance to redeem myself.
That's amazing, yet sad. You were the Malpais Legate, a respected leader, and then became yet another respected man in New Canaan. What's it like to be a leader in such a dangerous world, and how's New Canaan doing?
It's a heavy burden, Joe, but it's also an honor to be able to help people and make a difference. I try to lead by example and show people that there's always hope, even in the darkest of times. Unfortunately, the Whitelegs have recently destroyed New Canaan. I advise any traders who hear this message to steer clear of the town. That means you, Alice McLafferty.
That's unfortunate, but you deliver a great message, Joshua. And speaking of the Whitelegs, what do you think of Caesar?
I have nothing but contempt for Caesar. He's a bastard who preaches about strength and honor, but in reality he's a cruel and manipulative dictator who cares only for his own power. He's responsible for countless atrocities, and he's brought nothing but pain and suffering to the people of the Mojave. Not only that, but he actively perpetuates slavery with his slave boys.
Slave boys?
Sorry, I meant slave girls.
Those are some strong words. Have you ever met Caesar face to face?
Yes, I have. And let me tell you, he's not the impressive figure that he makes himself out to be. He's a small-minded man with a twisted sense of morality. I'm glad that I left his legion and found a better path.
It sounds like you've been through a lot, Joshua, but you've also found a way to make a positive impact on the world. Do you have any advice for people who are struggling to find their own purpose?
Yes, Joe. My advice would be to never give up hope and seek God. No matter how dark things may seem, there's always a way to turn things around. Find something that you're passionate about and throw yourself into it. God is but one path, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. We're all God's children and can accomplish great things together.
That's great advice, Joshua. Now, you mentioned earlier that you were a high-ranking member of Caesar's Legion. I'm sure our listeners are curious about one of the most notorious figures in the Legion, Legate Lennius. What can you tell us about him?
Ah, yes, Legate Lennius. He's a brutal warrior who's feared and respected by many in the Legion. He's a master of hand-to-hand combat and a skilled strategist. But he's also a man who's been consumed by his own rage and thirst for power. He's a dangerous foe to anyone who stands in his way.
It sounds like he's not someone you want to mess with.
No, he's not. Lennius is a force to be reckoned with. But I also know that he's not invincible. Every man has his weaknesses, and Lennius is no exception. If someone were to exploit those weaknesses, they might have a chance of defeating him.
Let's turn things around a bit and talk about herbal medicine. I've tried some healing powder, and that shit is the bomb. What can you tell us about natural medicine?
Natural medicine has been used for thousands of years to treat all kinds of ailments. The best part is that it doesn't rely on technology, which is ultimately good. There's also a certain psychedelic element to it, but I've only heard about it from recruit legionaries.
Isn't drug use forbidden by the Legion?
Yes, but to be honest, some of us don't give a shit.
That's fascinating. What are some examples of natural remedies that you've used?
Well, one of my favorites is yarrow. It's a plant that's been used for centuries to stop bleeding and promote healing. I've also used willow bark, which contains a natural form of aspirin, to relieve pain and reduce inflammation. And of course, there's healing powder, which is made from a combination of plants and minerals and has a wide range of uses.
That's amazing. Have you ever done mushrooms?
Ha 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 ha. No, Joe, I haven't. As a former member of Caesar's Legion, drug use was strictly forbidden. Plus, I've always been more focused on achieving a higher state of consciousness through spiritual and meditative practices.
I hear you, but, some people claim that psychedelic experiences can lead to profound spiritual insights.
Yes, I've heard that as well. And I'm certainly not here to judge anyone's experiences. But for me personally, I prefer to rely on my own inner resources to achieve a higher state of consciousness.
That's totally understandable, and it's great that you have found a path that works for you. Thanks for sharing your perspective, Joshua.
You're welcome, Joe. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, you did it, dude.
I'm Joe Rogan, and I'm here in the Mojave Wasteland where the sun is scorching and the sand is blowing. Now, I know you're all out there surviving in this harsh and unforgiving environment, and that's why I want to tell you about a product that can help you stay healthy and strong. Introducing the Mojave Survival Kit. This kit comes with everything you need to survive in the wasteland, including a water filtration system, a durable backpack, a first aid kit, and more. With the Mojave Survival Kit, you can hike through the desert without worrying about dehydration, build a shelter to protect yourself from the elements, and even defend yourself from raiders and creatures with the included survival knife. So don't wait any longer. Order your Mojave Survival Kit from your local caravan or outpost today, and make sure you have the tools you need to survive in this harsh and unforgiving world.